Alright y'all, what's poppin'? It's your boy JP. I'm back with another video. Today's video we're gonna be reacting to how Chapo's son turned Sinaloa into a war zone. So I ain't gonna do too much talking on this one. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts on the video in the comments. Any type of videos y'all like for me to react to, put them in the comments and I'll get them done for y'all. But yeah, let's get straight into it. Let's see, you know, what he did, man. How he messed everything up and turned it into a war zone. 1.
The average family is defined by loving parents, happy children, and a reputable legacy with which to identify the family. However, an odd family such as El Chapo's has made headlines for a slightly different reason: narcotics. Today, I'll be talking about El Chapo's family case, a story of how his son turned Sinaloa into a war zone. How did that happen? Ovidio Guzman Lopez growing up. Ovidio Guzman Lopez, born in 1990, grew up seeing his father operate a multi-million-dollar cartel. Lopez's parents enrolled him at the CESA school, also known as the Ajusco Center for Education and Culture, when he was 5 years old. It was a private school that was based on the Legionaries of Christ doctrines and took delight in grooming youngsters into reputable men and women in the society. In 1993, El Chapo received a 20-year prison sentence for drug trafficking and bribes. As a result—
Wait, I didn't know El Chapo got arrested before, so this is not his first time doing time. Like, did he complete the 20 years? Let me know in the comments, because I never knew that one.
Lopez had a difficult childhood because his father's reputation was a blot on his resume. Everyone at school, including their parents, knew that he was a son of El Chapo and did not include him.
Oh yeah, that's probably the worst thing.
Parties. They once planned a trip to Disney World without him, despite his mother's promise to pay for everyone's rooms. Ovidio Guzman Lopez, nicknamed El Raton, or the Mouse,
so they was living here, or this is like
El Chapo escaped from
Mexico
prison in 2001. As you already know, it was not El Chapo's last prison break. Lopez's yearbook image is strangely finished in 6th grade. What he did with the rest of his boyhood is unknown. Lopez joined his father's Sinaloa
Cartel
in
escaped after 8 years? That's
when he was
crazy.
18 years old, and he quickly became an important member of the organization. Every year, he contributes to the production and trafficking of hundreds of pounds of narcotics. Lopez's takeover of the Sinaloa Cartel. The United States Treasury Department placed Ovidio Guzman Lopez and his brother Ivan Guzman Salazar on a do not deal list in 2012. All of the American assets were immediately frozen. The two brothers were unable to legally conduct business with any U.S. citizen. The walls appeared to be closing in. After more than 13 years on the run, their father was apprehended 2 years later. El Chapo's second arrest was orchestrated by the Mexican Navy, and he was apprehended on February 22, 2014.
Dang, it's been that long already?
In Mazatlan, Sinaloa, only for him to organize a successful prison break the following year. Nonetheless, Lopez and his brother, Jes Alfredo Guzman, as well as certain cartel associates such as Ismael Zambada Garcia.
Let's be real, y'all. I mean, as far as like the second time he escaped, you know, I was kind of like organized and stuff like that. But how he got out the first time? Do you think he paid some people off and they just let him walk out? Cause damn, listen, he got a lot of luck. He just be getting up out of there every single time. Or is it cause he was locked up in Mexico instead of here? Cause I know in here, they not playing with that. They throwing you under the jail. They making sure you don't even attempt to get out, especially not somebody like that. High profile.
Had already taken control of El Chapo's cartel operations. The cartel grew in size and began trafficking Colombian cocaine to the United States, alongside Mexican-grown cannabis. Because of their expansion, the cartel grew richer and made millions on a regular basis. On January 8, 2016, El Chapo was arrested again, a year after his son, Lopez, was arrested but later released.
Ovidio Guzman Lopez was arrested in Mexico for money laundering charges, but subsequently released.
Yo, let me know in the comments. I remember, I think I seen this video before. Supposedly all the cops that arrested him ended up getting murdered. I believe so.
The drug kingpin himself was apprehended in Los Miques, and the Mexican government was not prepared for a third dance. So, he was extradited to the United States on January 19, 2017. El Chapo was in court to defend himself against a 17-count charge. Despite having the financial means to hire the best lawyers, he was unable to get out of this one, and in July 2019, he was sentenced to life in prison. Meanwhile, back in Mexico, Lopez and his brothers used the earnings from their cocaine and cannabis activities to diversify the Sinaloa cartel's portfolio. They soon began acquiring significant quantities of ephedrine, a vital ingredient in the production of methamphetamine from Argentina. According to most reports, Lopez and his brothers expanded the operation by constructing over 10 new illegal labs throughout Sinaloa to process the substance into crystal meth and begin distributing the finished product to criminal distributors in Mexico, the United States, and Canada. The organization was doing well and producing millions of dollars. However, in 2019, the U.S. government charged Ovidio Guzman Lopez with conspiracy to distribute methamphetamine, cocaine, and cannabis for trafficking into the U.S.
And you
While
Chapo's
Lopez
son?
kept going, his father's imprisonment in July seemed to signal the end of a dangerous cartel reign. Or so the United States government thought. Little did they know that Lopez was established to be a serial drug trafficker and was grown enough to be the heir to his father's organization, turning Sinaloa into a war zone. On April 2, 2019, only months before El Chapo was sentenced to life in prison in the United States, a federal grand jury in Washington, D.C. indicted Ovidio Guzman Lopez and his brother Ivan with conspiracy to distribute. They were said to be plotting the distribution of more than 5 kilograms of cocaine, 1,000 kilograms of cannabis, and 500 grams of methamphetamine. They were supposed to be extradited from Mexico to face charges, but first, the U.S. and the Mexican government needed to find out where the brothers were hiding. It was not an easy task. The governments had to devote significant resources and effort to locating Lopez and his brothers. Both had been apprehended by Mexican security authorities by October. On the 17th of October, they went to arrest the brothers, beginning with Ivan. But Ivan managed to overcome the soldiers and summoned hundreds of sicarios to protect Lopez in Culiacan. When Mexican forces approached Lopez's home, Cartel Guzman opened fire from within. However,
bro, somebody gotta be talking and telling, bro, because how is it that these people are high profile, they got the whole country and the United States looking for them? Obviously, with all that type of money, you should be able to be hiding out somewhere on top of a mountain. Like, somebody got to be telling you, yeah, he lives here or he lives there, because they too easy to find, low-key.
Intensive shootout,
at least that's
they
what it
were
seems
able to
like.
gain entry to the house and apprehend Lopez, who surrendered unarmed. However, the war was far from done. When word circulated that Lopez had been captured, the military men's joy faded quickly. Hundreds of thousands of cartel members sped through the city in vehicles armed with .50 caliber and sophisticated weapons, such as military-grade machine guns, in record time. Members of the cartel started setting cars on fire to block important crossroads, shut down the airport, and seized government buildings. As if it wasn't enough, they proceeded to free scores of other imprisoned traffickers. Throughout Mexico's history, they had never witnessed anything of this size. It appeared that Mexico's own security services lacked the capability to fight a cartel. With all the gunpowder the Mexican military possesses, the Mexican police are attempting to put a stop to the violence. According to an international observer, Mexican authorities were obliged to release Lopez Guzman. El Chapo's iconic escape from the Altiplano prison would most likely be at the top of the list, with the Lopez incident following close behind. One thing to take away from the Lopez incident is that if any force is going after someone in the Sinaloa drug cartel in the Sinaloa capital of Culiacan, you must play smart and execute a long-term plan. Even after the drug lords surrendered, an army prepared to combat war and breach criminal defenses were forced to surrender. The mayhem in Culiacan, which has long been a bastion for the Lopez Sinaloa gang, will put more pressure on President Andrés Manuel López Obrador, who assumed office in December 2018, pledging to pacify a country tired of drug war bloodshed. The number of murder cases was continuously increasing when the news went out. According to Falco Ernst, a senior analyst for the International Crisis Group in Mexico, who explained that Ovidio López Guzman's release set a terrible precedent and communicated a message that the state, including the army, could be blackmailed and was not in control. According to one popular video that went viral, suspected cartel members evidently intercepted a radio channel channel used by security personnel, warning of retaliation against the military if Lopez was not released. Some days later, Mexico's president went on to criticize conservative politics for benefiting from the event's coverage. At least 30 automobiles were reported to have been set ablaze across Baja California, effectively closing down trade and travel for a few hours. Before things could be brought back under control, messages apparently from the Jalisco New Generation Cartel were spreading on social media, declaring that the gang was implementing a curfew. The letter advised homeowners to run back to their houses or risk being attacked. Where is Ovidio Guzman Lopez following the attempted arrest in his home? Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador defended his decision to release Ovidio Guzman Lopez by claiming that it was done to safeguard citizens. According to media sources, he stated, "You cannot fight fire with fire." He explained that they do not want deaths and that the nation cannot afford to go to war over the issue. The apprehension of a drug kingpin cannot be more valuable than the lives of Mexican citizens, the president explained. While El Chapo is still serving a life sentence plus an extra 30 years at Colorado's ADX Florence Supermax prison in the United States, the whereabouts of Lopez Guzman, Ivan Guzman, and Ismael Zambada Garza continue to perplex both Mexican and American authorities. The U.S. government, according to media sources, has offered a $5 million reward for relevant information that would lead to each of their arrests. However, according to local media and the U.S. Department of State, Lopez's popularity and ruthlessness have grown. Lopez Ovidio Guzman has continued to supervise the Sinaloa cartel's meth activities, moving millions of dollars in meth every month while ordering the assassination of competitors or people suspected of being government informants. And shortly before Christmas 2021, he organized a massive outdoor event in his city, Culiacan, where he raffled out 8 new cars, distributed bicycles and household appliances, and provided toys for kids who live around the area, all having his father's initials inscribed on them. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, kindly give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe.
Alright, y'all, this is the end of the video right here. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I don't know, that kind of, the ending didn't really sit well with me because I remember them capturing him. I don't remember how long ago it was, and then I remember them kind of saying that people died behind him getting arrested. I don't know if it was because they put his face out there or whatever the case is, but for the president of the country to just let him go because he's scared and he feel like they didn't have enough power to fight against them, but then now you looking for him and providing a $5 million reward for whoever, give us the address. I don't know, them people be having them type of connections, and they, a lot of times in these type of countries, bro, the top people in the country be involved. So I don't know, that one was a little funny to me, you know what I'm saying? But y'all let me know what y'all think about that. The president just saying, man, release him, because I'd rather that than my people being in danger, which is understandable, but I feel like presidents really don't be caring about shit like that. But yeah, this is the end of the video, y'all. To the next one, I'm off this. Oh!